It's Thursday night. All ye critters, come join us. It's time to continue our flight. There is magic and mystery from darkness. Our friendship will rise. But one thing's for sure, we never give up on the fight. Oh, get ready. It's Thursday night.
So, Bell's House. As the time before the apogee solstice grows ever closer, in fact, just about 13 or so days away.
I don't think that's
Lucky 13.
correct.
Indeed. You traveled a short distance to the interior of Fearne's abode under Morrigan, the Fate Stitcher, and acquired a bit of information, heading towards where this key may be. As you began to hike towards the Sablecast grounds, where a location known as the Shiver Keep exists, and there, floating somewhat ethereal in the sky above it, is the out-of-place image of Ruidus. So, here we are now, past the twisting web of tethered trees, now unveiling the broken mountainscape of jaw-like gray stone spires that are wreathed in nightmarish patchy vines and black needles with winding giant bramble forests that completely entwine and tangle the middle of this valley for almost an endless distance before you see the distant mountains cresting up. This, before you, is the Sablecast grounds.
Is Imogen's fog stack like rising into the sky here?
Or is it keeping it's like a...
Or is it doing the dry ice thing where it rolls down?
Yeah.
It's
like light lavender.
It's swirling around you, and you can step outside of the cloud to look up. It is not causing a column or necessarily a mass beacon that is drawing the attention of any aerial entities or distant
It's
scouts.
just obfuscating us.
Yes,
Such a hard word to say.
that's the one. Fearne, are you guiding them on this length of the journey?
Yes,
Okay, so as
I'm
you
guiding.
wander deep into this thicket, following the footsteps and very keen directive of Fearne Calloway. So at the end of this first hour of the leg of the journey, you will be free and clear of your smokestack self.
I'm starting to drool.
Oh, boy.
You feel yourself getting lost a couple of times, at least a little bit distracted before you get back onto the path. You don't end up completely lost, and you do eventually kind of center yourselves, but a beeline towards your destination was not made through this treacherous portion of the valley. Thank goodness for the benefits of your unexpected fog enchantment, as it seemed to have obscured your passageway through, narrowly avoiding some deep growling hoot noises that seemed to be emanating from some unseen nests that kind of clamber up in the nearby canopies.
Oh, that's way scarier than
Shit,
what I
that's what it
pictured.
was.
Okay.
But right as the fog billowing begins to subside, you begin to notice a number of spire-like towers, these thin needle-like towers that poke beyond the brambles. The majority of the tower is no more than maybe 3 feet wide, just going to a gradual point. It probably stands about 60 or so feet in the air.
What are our options here? We can go walk up right up to it, or
We got pate.
It's true.
Good. Thanks for telling me.
Yeah, maybe Pate can go check it out.
All right, pull out Pate.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, what are we doing?
Oh, all right, you're gonna go on another little field trip.
Well, where are we going?
With just you. I need you to scout for me.
Sure, yeah.
But first, I want you to take on the form of a cute, unassuming little bird. We're great with words tonight, all of us.
Okay, hold on.
You watch bones pop, pop, and it starts almost just using the same parts. Pate is now trying to transform her into a bird-esque shape.
I don't like it.
Oh, it's sucking in on its own body. Oh.
Good boy.
It feels a little weird.
Let's see how you fly.
Sit still for a second. Makes it off that direction. You glance through Pate's eyes. About 200 or so feet away from this tower, suddenly the vision through Pate begins to kind of sparkle a bit. This faint kind of like purplish light seems to kind of just put a filter over his vision. The rest of you notice as Pate kind of cruises off, suddenly you see this sort of like bright glow of like faint purple energy.
Around
Almost
him?
like someone had lit a lantern, like a purple flame lantern.
Emanating from
From
The direction that Pate went.
Does
Like
it
he
look
went through something, like
fairy light or
Like,
something?
yeah, like he got hit with
It
like
looks exactly like fairy light.
It looks so pretty. It's like like wearing really cool glasses.
Lana, I think whatever is in that tower is looking through that tower can definitely see Pate at this point.
Yeah, should I tell him to come back?
no,
Straight to
let's
us.
not do that.
As Pate kind of picks up a little bit to try and crest over some of the bush and thicket, you can see there are a number of these towers, probably a few dozen or so. So they definitely stand out texture-wise from the rest of the forest.
Oh, but they're sentries. Sentry towers.
It also looks like the bramble in the brush gets incredibly daunting and thick closer than it gets.
Great.
That means it's important if they're protecting it, right?
About this time, you also hear a sound that kind of pierces the somewhat stillness, the quiet air that encompasses the valley. This
Probably.
The three of us.
Lana, do we want to use Pate, like, not bait, but have Pate be more obvious and we, so we see what we're dealing with?
I could do that.
He's pretty obvious already.
He's pretty obvious.
Yeah, but I
I
just
didn't want
mean
to tell him.
lean into it.
Break his spirit. Keep circling, buddy.
Okay. Starting to hurt my ribs.
What are the plants doing?
from this area, you can see like the trees themselves still kind of creak slightly as you walk through. It's almost like they're leaning in your direction. It's not a comfortable journey forward.
Is that screeching ongoing?
You only heard it twice.
I'm gonna just really quickly close my ocular receptors and just say, Changebringer, if you're out there, please tell us, is that creature a danger to us? And I will flip my coin. No spell cast. It's just a coin flip. Okay. We're good. I think we can just go.
Really?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. I've been trying to for a long time now. I've been trying to figure out what am I? Right? Am I a killer? Am I a healer? What's my past? What am I made of? Am I a human? Or am I dancers? What am I? But now I realize, I got a thing already. The Changebringer gave me a thing. And that should be my guide. I should look forward into the future.
I'm very excited for this. I think this is really good for you. I really do. I think you got to slow your roll, not metaphorically. And, there might be a cue for a proper answer. A lot of people are talking to the goddess, and maybe it's not that was the answer. Maybe it was please hold. And we should wait for a little bit more of an obvious sign. And just in the meantime, trust in those around you.
I do trust.
All right.
I think in faith.
Could we test it out on a race or something more low stakes first?
Are we trying to power down this field and gain access to those little spires?
Wait,
are the spires blocking our path to get to the Ruidus?
Yeah, if we're trying to make a beeline for Ruidus,
If it's a direct line,
It's
it looks like there's
crossing.
at least two that are in the path, but you can try and weave through.
Yes,
if you
that.
want to try, and someone wants to go ahead and guide a path through the forest.
Survival or nature?
I will say,
I'm feeling real good.
But
All right.
I will say, Laudna, about 10 minutes since you sent Pate into that field and he began to glow like a purple torchlight, it fades. And so you begin to ascertain that whatever magic took hold in him lasted about 10 or so minutes.
Just a minute.
A lot of bad things.
As Pate is keeping a keen eye above the forest path that lies ahead of you, you do see kind of the scattering of these towers. And what you gather through his vision is they run kind of a ring-like perimeter around where the keep is now visible.
Okay. All right.
From this upper perspective, from this view, you can see that kind of ghostly image of Ruidus kind of held aloft, roughly a mile or so above the center of the floor of the valley, and that single like thread-like red beam that kind of holds it there like a still balloon in the sky. Those spires are kind of scattered in a ring-like formation around the outside, so if anything were to try and rush the center of this valley, it would have a hard time getting to the keep quickly without itself being seen by many sentries or scouts that likely exist throughout the center of the forest. By the 20, you also see a large winged shadowed entity that is kind of circling above the keep and around.
Can I kind of, as he does the circle, see if there's some that have a bigger gap than others that we might be able to just squeeze through?
He kind of like loosely conveys like,
And there's maybe sort of a pattern if you like go this way and then you like turn right and maybe just thread the needle.
he keeps saying thread the needle is like one thing he's saying.
It's kind of, make sure you stay between them and like, thread the needle. So if you just go around this way and
There's this sudden like impact sound, and all you hear is and you lose the connection.
Oh.
I think he got eaten.
Are you
Or shot
okay? Do you
down
need
or
to talk
something?
about
Oh
it?
no, he's fine. He just kind of goes back to like wherever he came from. I can get him back.
All right.
Nice.
Although it kind of sucks to not have
But
him
we were
right
going to
now.
use him to guide us, weren't we?
Well, we sort of did.
Well,
Kind of got an idea.
but
I can do it
Lana
again.
saw some, right?
Next time we rest, I'll get him back.
All right, sure.
All right, so who's going to helm this next leg of the journey?
I think just go. You wanted to
going.
lead it. You're leading it, SCG.
My God is
Do
guiding
it.
me.
This is all you.
It's like the coin is magnetically pulling me forward.
Okay.
In following the extremely confident Eormaton at the front of your party, and using the guidance that you were able to ascertain from Pate's vantage point, you begin to maneuver through what you hope to be enough of a distance from the outer radius of some of these towers, and begin to delve closer and closer to the exterior of Shiver Keep. It's about this time that you, Orem, pick up what looks to be some lights ahead. At first, you're going to glance over and see them, and it could be this like a village window light. And then right as you begin to focus, you see them move. And you see them getting brighter.
Hold up.
Pass without a trace.
I don't know if we want to get. What about those? Did we use those veils already?
Nope.
No.
This is the best time to do
Let's
it.
do it.
You all kind of scatter in the moderate clearing that you had seen the lights coming towards, and kind of pull out of that opening to find nearby tree roots and branches and kind of wherever the nearby part of the space that you feel the most helpful to staying out of sight. You feel pretty confident in your ability to do so as a troop. And then you begin to hear the sound of hoof.
Oh, shit.
Shit.
As well as and a voice goes, Gnark! Gnark! Someone here speak Sylvan?
I had tongues that.
I do.
The voice says, I thought I saw them around here. Nearby, you watch as one of this like tangled wall of thick, 12 to 15 foot tall, thorned vines and brambles kind of untwine and open up, revealing a pathway. And there you see, kind of coming from beyond that natural gateway, a warband of about 15 figures, all wickedly armed. And as they move, you watch the things clang but still make no sound. Like something is preventing what would you assume to be loud armor from sounding loud at all. As they shift through, you see one figure who's kind of in the center of the warband, on the back of a black stallion, of jet black fur, but its eyes glow with a deep red and its mane is a burning flame. just kind of like glides about 6 or so inches above the ground. Some of them get uncomfortably close to some of your faces, but thankfully, due to the magical enchantment that had been instilled within you by the earth-connected nature of Ashton, the shadows still maintain your shroud, and they move past without gleaning your shape.
Are there still people stationed at the gate, or is it?
Well, it's less of a gate.
It's
It's more.
just plant
It's just kind of plants that pulled open and left an opening that was previously closed off.
Iris.
Make a run for it.
As you're glancing over and looking, it is like slowly closing up. You can hear like the.
We could probably. Do we want to make a roll?
They're just about passing your space here, but you either can wait, close, and find another path, or you can try and take the path that's still open. Well, here's what happens. You all begin to scatter forward. The quickest of you, on foot, is Ashton. And Ashton carries the enchantment around them anyway, so there is a proximity. Ashton is kind of guiding the path forward. And it's about that moment that the ground begins to shift beneath your foot for a second.
Ooh.
And almost like you're hitting solid forest, but then suddenly one part of it becomes almost like a mud or a quicksand, and you sink down to one knee into it. So as you get stuck into it, it's less the pain more than the instinctive yelp you give out as it almost hyperextends your knee and you catch yourself. In that moment, you don't hear anything. All that happens is those glowing little lanterns that all the soldiers were carrying, the little motes of light that seem to burn from the inside of their helmets behind the masks, all turn back in the direction of your troop.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna run. As I'm running forward, I'm just gonna touch his arm and cast invisibility.
I was just gonna do the same thing.
Oh my God.
All right, you vanish. The rest of you kind of scatter off to the side. Ashton, as you stand there, the war band begins to scatter back into the nearby spaces where you all had hidden. Some of the other areas where you had previously kept yourself out of sight, you can see them now discovering these hollows and inspecting within. You can hear some of them. To where you hear Fearne says, they were here. You can see some of them kind of getting within 15 to 10 feet of where you stand, Ashton. Your leg is slipping deeper into the ground, and you can feel this, like, constriction against your ankle. Like it's... like the floor is slowly eating your leg. You do take 4 points of piercing damage.
So I'm going to stealth up as slowly as possible if they're not right on top of me right now. Start slowly trying to quietly, not even stand up, but just push myself out of this trap.
You try and pull, and you don't get much elevation, and then as soon as you stop tensing, your body sinks about 7 inches deeper, and you can feel the constriction on both of your legs now. You take another 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
I'm going to use my Boots of Elvenkind to silently start creeping out from my hiding spot and moving behind the war party. And if I can get, let's say, 20, 30 feet from the position that I was in, I'm going to take a handful of ball bearings invisibly and go and just throw them in the direction that's opposite of where Ashton was in that pit.
Right as all those impacts across heavy bits of wood and stone and brush kind of scatter across, all the figures in the warband shift over in that direction. The nightmare kind of rides off in an arch out of sight as a flame arc is left behind it that slowly vanishes.
As they were leaving or distracted, I was going to cast Dispel Magic on the goo that he's stuck in. I don't know if it's a magical effect or a creature, but I'm going to try.
Okay. You go ahead and look over in the direction of where the ground is. And as you come up to, because you're still invisible at this point in time, you all can see in the ground there are these two odd kind of openings in the dirt. And where it is, the dirt around him is shifting and moving, almost like it's trying to reach up further. Almost like a mouth, like a snake that's slowly swallowing its prey. The ground itself is like extending, reaching, and pulling him deeper in, and kind of just undulating as it does so. It's grotesque. You go ahead and cast Dispel Magic in the direction of the ground. No effect. Fearne,
Yes.
do recall some of the advice that you were given by Morri right as you were leaving.
Oh, right. It was something about the ground. Ground
Just to put this one down.
Oh, iron tithe. The iron tithe.
Wanting to pay the iron tithe.
God, I have like almost nothing. I'm gonna throw in. I've got a bag of jacks. I don't know.
Bag of jacks.
You take another 4 points of piercing damage,
We have old
and
swords.
then it releases you.
Oh God.
Wait, it releases you?
Yep, releases
Jacks
him.
did it.
As you pull up out of it, you can see your legs are soaked in blood.
Jacks. Really, just fucking jacks. You could have asked for the fucking jacks. Let's go. Come on, go. Yeah, we're going.
Through the hole. Through the.
Yeah, we're going through the bramble.
Into the sphincter.
Yeah.
All right. You can hear the distant sounds of shifting as the warband kind of still stalks the forest, not too far behind you. You can see brightly above, almost entirely directly above you, the odd image of a spectral Ruidus. And here you stand at the exterior gate of the Shiver Keep of the Shadow Queen.
She did it. She got us here.
At the exterior of these 20-foot walls, you can see the kind of smooth slate stone that rises with almost a bits of chitinous texture. At times it's just flat and very kind of brutalist, and in others it seems to have almost a curved organic feel towards the top and the peak at the lips of the wall itself. There are towers that rise up. God damn it, Lord Bailey.
That was Liam anticipating her grossness.
Boy, there's a pun in there. Shit.
Well, you can see there are armored, varying sizes and shapes, armored, unseelie soldiers and sentries that keep watch above. You cannot quite see what's beyond them. They're too tall, but you do see, walking along one of the parapets, a creature that is unfamiliar to all of you. It is walking alongside one of the sentries, who is just kind of like guiding it with a chain. It has a thin, almost stretched dog-like body, like a greyhound. It's spindly with a glorious puffy mane around its neck of like turquoise and reds and oranges, this like multicolor mane. It has a lengthy horn that kind of emerges from the back, or the top of the mane that kind of curls backward to a point. It has like standing fox-like ears that are long and have little tufts at the end. And where its face would be, there is just a black, vacuous void.
Nope.
Just a hole of shadow.
A faceless whippet.
You've heard of something like this before, Vladna. Whether it be like a children's book you read or some sort of from a long time ago, you're not quite sure the source. It's almost like used to scare kids who are wandering out in the forest too long that you can never hide from the Eremad.
Is it worth it to creep around and find a better entry point?
I mean, in the longer that we try to do a perimeter search, the more we risk getting caught.
I'm invisible. I can just try and
Do a quick.
skip to Malou. How far away does the gate look like it is?
It's about 40 or so feet from where you're standing.
I'll give it a go. Imogen. Sync your mind with mine.
The last few notes were echoing in my brain, and it's okay.
I take off. Stealth.
You're invisible?
Yep.
Or-
He's going to do a quick perimeter
Doesn't
search.
mean I'll be invisible to
Eremad.
Yeah.
You coast over to the base of the wall. The Eremad is kind of like, and its keeper has moved on the other side of the wall and is kind of continuing its perimeter out of sight. You do notice that another one is beginning to approach the perimeter, like they have two that are kind of just doing a rotating perimeter on the wall. You could scoot over to the gate, and there you can see there are two armored figures. There are two unseelie guardians that are sitting within the alcove where the gate sits, and it's just kind of this large archway that comes to like a gathered, almost like a church point, and two double doors that open inward.
I didn't see a lock. So the doors are just closed. There's two sentries.
It looks like there is a locking mechanism on it, yes.
Could Chet piggyback on Ladna under the veil and get over there and let us in?
They're still on the other side.
On the other side?
Yeah.
I mean, sure. I don't know.
But we still have to take out the sentries. We just have to get the sentries out. If we're going to open the doors, we have
Is
to get rid of the
Orm's
sentries.
plan good? Yes.
Okay, great. Then we need to take out the sentries.
So standing right in front of the sentries.
Yeah, they don't notice you. You're kind of like, you're maybe about 10 feet from
Everybody
the
get
gate.
ready to wreck. Standing right in front of the sentries.
Yeah.
I go, hey, over here! And I take off running as loud as I can, running through the grass.
Oh God.
Whoa. Just to try and pull them away from the door.
Okay. The two sentries immediately kind of like, whoa, kind of react to that. They both take a few steps before one goes like, no, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what that was.
And I will turn into a werewolf, which drops my invisibility and be like, you should come too. And just start running.
That's not suspicious.
The one on the left who was staying behind just goes, and then stays at the door.
My prize.
Well, the other one comes charging after you and just kind of pulls his hooked axe out and kind of dives into the brush.
I'm just serpentine, just running.
Yep.
He's probably faster than me.
Giving chase. So there's one sentry still there at the door while it's racing from you.
And what's up top? Where are the Eremads?
The Eremad, it seems to be
Just one?
passing by. There's just one with its sentry keeping.
You're gonna go spider climb up?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm invisibling you both. Go.
So you're both invisible. You climb onto
riding
Laudna's back, and you just up the wall over the top. Okay, you both get onto the parapet, and you can see to the right of you. You can see the back of the Eremad as it's moving away from you. It's like not quite scanning in your direction. It's kind of curved tail whipping behind it. To your left, about 100 or so feet from that direction, 120 or so feet along the other side of the perimeter, you can see the other Eremad that's slowly making its way around in your direction. Just wait.
And we're at the top?
You're on the top of the parapet. You can look down into the courtyard.
Yeah, what do we see down below?
Here within the courtyard of the keep, you can see the massive structure. This kind of multi-towered, multi-spired fortress. It's a small fortress. It's compact. It's not a massive encampment. This is a keep, but it is taller than it is wide. It is almost like an ever-growing, like evil Disney castle type presentation to it. You can see all manner of windows and balconies and kind of twisted bits of metal fence that kind of pierce out of each balcony and almost hold it like a cage or like a metallic hand at its base. Towards the center back wall, to the right of where the keep is, you see a familiar device, larger than the one that was the tangled scrap that you encountered in the Callaway hideout. But there you see a completed Malleus key. Directly around the Malleus key, there are 6 armored figures that are just kind of in that portion of the courtyard. And there are 4 running a perimeter around the keep. So you're now hanging upside down from Laudna, actually up to the top of the inside of the gate hollow. And it indeed is barricaded from the inside. There is a heavy wooden beam that is currently set on the opposite side.
So that's a physical lift.
Indeed. While that's happening, you are running with this other figure that is after you. Kind of acts out, glances around, and seems to slow the chase. Kind of begins to turns around and
I'm a big deal. Come on. You could brag to all your friends if you caught me.
You're not worth my time.
Ears down.
You all hear this howl from the nearby
Does
woods.
it sound mournful?
It sounds mournful.
Oh no, Chet got caught.
Damn no.
And then you're...
Oh, Chet got embarrassed.
Some of the other wall top sentries glance over in the sound of the howl and just kind of their attention focused a little bit that direction for the moment.
I think I can plan. But first, Imogen.
What do you see? How's it going?
All right. 6 cards on the inside.
6.
Like the 13-year-old in 1992.
And now, don't be mad.
What?
But there are 2 more Aeromads.
Fuck.
Nice.
That was good.
All right. This gate looks impossible, but We think if you all jump in the black hole, we can pull the black hole under the gate.
Oh, that's smart.
But first, I'm gonna try and scare away this guard.
Wait, how? But
I'm gonna figure out in real time.
I can just banish the guard.
yeah,
I mean,
do it.
Oh, yeah, maybe that's easier.
yeah.
For 1 minute.
Yeah,
Bless yourself.
for a minute. That's enough time.
When he comes
1 minute's all we
back,
need.
he's going to be
Hey, will
real.
you message Chet and tell him what's going on? Banish. Okay.
Okay,
The
as you're
guards
doing that,
sitting there, kind of scratching the side of his armor, kind of like, here's the howl. And just vanishes. So y'all kind of dart off into the alcove. You don't hear any noises.
and I'm gonna say to Chet,
I'm
let
gonna
him know we're
pull it
trying
like
to go in. You gotta get back here
pull it
fast.
so there's just the corners left. I'm gonna slip the whole thing almost rolled out under halfway through.
Okay.
Can I
and wait,
reply to
and then
your
I'm gonna
thought?
try and flatten it.
You flatten out and
Hop in.
the hole appears.
Walking back.
Can
So
I
all-
see?
as you kind of lay it out, you guys turn back and there's a guard who just emerges from the wood and goes and sees the cluster of you within there.
Oh,
Fucking hell.
Can I run up behind him, seeing all this, the spell mist? I'm just gonna try and like grapple him, like just hold his arms to the side. If I can, I'd like try and cover his mouth.
Can I assist and cast Hold Person?
Yes, you can.
Natural 20.
Oh!
So he
Nice.
sees this and you just quickly. It's
Still
like,
walking it forward?
yeah, it's like carrying a mannequin.
come on.
So all of us jump in the hole.
Yep.
You all jump into the hole, pull him down with you, and he's just like,
And then we
Do
can
we
all.
want to leave? Do we want to leave the
he still
hole so that
fails.
when the banishment goes, the guy just falls back in the hole when he comes in? Comes back?
We
If you
should
guys
just get
think,
out,
sure,
'cause
yeah.
some of-
I mean,
well, that's true.
the guard. What? Falls into the hole.
We're all out.
You all are there in the hole. You all climb out and then yank it and fold it. Both the guards are now locked into the hole with it closed.
Yeah!
that's
Amazing.
a great plan.
It was fun.
And now we are in the bushes.
You are in. You are on the inside of the courtyard in kind of the gate alcove. There are bushes and trees around it, and you can see the Malleus Key across the way. The kind of glowing tether of red energy you can see occasionally, like as the looks almost like a thick red laser, and occasionally a burst goes up the beam in the direction of the kind of ruinous, ghostly image above. At this point, the large fortress itself, the front gates, would have partially open, kind of open up even heavier, and you see two figures stepping down the large set of stairs that leads into the front of the keep.
Oh, shit.
One of them, you see at this distance, it's kind of hard to make out details, but they are themselves wearing similar armor to the others, but a heavier, dark coloration to them. The shoulders themselves kind of curve up wider, and the helmet adornment itself is extremely tall. This one definitely has a higher station than any of the other ones you've seen within the fortress. To the right of it is a figure, female figure with kind of shortish shoulder-length gray hair and a red cloak, shawl across the shoulders, walking alongside them. This is Otohan.
Oh, shit.
I almost looked at my... Wait. I look at my Scrabble.
You see a faint glow in the direction of
She
Otohan.
still has it on her.
Oh my god.
The one time we don't fucking look. What's the matter with you?
I thought about it earlier, too, and I was like, nah, that's stupid. Fuck.
You read the lips of the figure looking towards Otohan, and it says,
Summoner sits at the end of their patience. I would have you reminded Ludinus of our arrangement and the expediency in which we can remove his place in it.
Otohan looks back and says,
I assume you are of sound enough intelligence to know what must be done, and that there is no place for pleasantries or ego-stroking in the scale of what we are doing.
There's a pause as they step to the outside of the Malleus Key. They're kind of like mates talking to each other, but also staring at the device. Looks back towards her.
Your continuous lack of respect is noted, human.
She kind of cocks a grin.
When you finally stepped from the shadow of the Moonweaver, I guarantee you'll be forgiving.
He kind of quietly stands there for a second. She nods, looks to the key, pulls something from the side of her arranged belts and pouches, reads from a scroll, and you watch as a flame, like a weird, like green-blue flame, rises up and consumes her, and she's gone.
Just her.
Just her. The other figure reaches off to his side and pulls up what looks to be a deep cerulean blue and black marbled, almost like a almost like an ocarina or a whistle of some kind, and blows it and places the helmet back on his head. The voice goes, "Gloamglut, come!"
The thing in the sky.
And you watch crawling over the top
it's exactly
of the wall from the opposite side, from the outside, this massive serpent-like creature. Itself probably head to tail about 45, 50 feet in length. It looks like a dragon, but its limbs are long and thin. Its wings are kind of membranous and somewhat see-through. It's almost like a stretched frog dragon, if you will. Its eyes at the front of its face, its jaw and nose snubbed. The armored figure then climbs atop it, where you can now see there is a saddle. There is a full mounted getup on this entity. At which point, once it settles in, it's like dark plated armor now resting within the saddle. It tugs and the creature.
We can fly. Oh, this is what we saw.
Yeah, this is the
And you
wingy
hear-
wings.
As it streaks off and begins to curl above and then vanish on a wide perimeter over the surrounding forest. Here you sit on the southern side of the inside courtyard of Shiver Keep. You have a visual range beyond the fortress. To the north side, across from you, to the right of the actual keep itself, you can see the Malleus Quay guarded, and there are a number of sentries as well as a few Eremad within the courtyard. The well-armored figure that spoke with Otohan, who appears to be the figure in the lead of this location at the time, seems to have absconded with its flying Fey Dragon mount and is somewhere in the nearby sky.
Okay, what the hell?
I do think it's maybe a good idea to have a few of us try and focus efforts on the key.
Yeah.
While others kind of try and keep us off of that.
Distract or destroy the guards?
Well, I mean,
We didn't
y'all
exactly get the
could
short
try to
rest
make
out
it
of the last.
y'all could try to make it to the key without being seen, see what you can do, and if stuff starts going bad, let us know and we'll cause a distraction.
Does who to the folks going to the key should have some way of disrupting, destroying it? I have dispel magic. I have. That's about it.
All right, well, this feels like
a visit plan.
Oh,
sort
no,
of
I
a
can't
plan.
divine it.
This
If
definitely
shit
is.
goes real bad, are we just gonna go full throttle? Is that the plan?
Yeah, I mean, we fight our way out if everything goes dog shit.
This
Yeah.
has like
Yeah.
a 95% chance of going tits up incredibly fast.
I think that's a low number.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say maybe it's time to check on our friends down there.
Okay.
Ah,
I'm gonna roll
guys
out
do that.
just in a little bit and like I'm gonna lay it down just to see what's happening in there.
Indeed, they have suffocated within the hole.
Hey!
I'm gonna hop in and start going through their stuff and probably I'm gonna try and will some of that armor fit me?
Yes, not the most comfortably, but it'll fit.
Will it fit? Who else will it fit?
It's not a big deal now, bitch.
I feel bad for them. Should I stabilize them?
They're dead now.
Dead.
Taking the armor off of them, putting the armor on you, yes, it mucks your AC, but you do get the AC bonus of the armor then.
Who's on team break? Break the key?
And Fern.
Inspector.
And me?
No.
But well, Fern's coming how?
You're not invisible. I don't know. You can't get over there.
Oh, okay.
Fern's not invisible either.
But Fern can turn into like a bug or a mouse or something to get over there.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna turn into they're little creatures. They look like they're called slow loris, and they're like little tiny monkeys, but they wreak a lot of havoc.
I know what you're talking
They
about.
can, yeah. They're like bug-eyed, and they can dexterous and can tear things apart.
Okay, you got it.
Cute.
So the three of us are converging on the Orm is on Laudna's back, and we're invisible, and we're spidering on the wall, and Slow Loris here. You're going over in a separate trajectory, but converging in the same spot. Not that you'll see us.
That's you, Fern.
Yeah. I'm just gonna run on over.
So you dart from bush to tree branch to bush, kind of making a soft scattered beeline so as not to draw immediate attention, but also to keep your goal in sight, while the two of you skitter along the wall carefully, you clutching on to your spider-like companion as you just rapidly ring crawl along the interior of the courtyard. Let me go ahead and show you what the inside of this courtyard looks like, so you have a visual range.
Whoa! Whoa!
Oh
What
my
the
god.
shit?
Oh my
Yes,
god, it's so cool, Matt!
Fern, I'm just going to use your mini so you know where you are. You have basically kind of darted over to this tree in the middle of the space here. We have Laudna and Orem over onto the wall. From this point, you've gone around the outer perimeter wall and have found your way over here above where you saw. You asshole. You are all on the opposite end of the courtyard.
Like
way away from
150
all
feet away.
this. Yeah.
Okay.
We're waiting around if shit gets weird.
We're still moving. We're still
hate
moving
the
towards
weapon.
the thing.
As they walk away, I'm gonna just cast a quick, not cast, do sympathetic binding
Okay.
with Lautna, Orem,
Yeah.
and Ash.
Could we go spider right down the
Yeah.
wall?
You dart down the wall, come on your back, you climb up to the edge, and as you climb over the top, you do step on one of the crates, kind of like rocks a little bit, makes a noise. Nobody seems to notice. But you both now sit at the base of this massive machine. You can hear the whirring sound. There is this low and the sound of like metal churning on the inside, very faintly. You can see at first glance that a lot of the arcane cores are kind of affixed to it in a different way, or at least not part of its original design. Almost like an initial power source went missing. And you can see where the large telescope device is. It looks like there might be some gaps that could possibly be squeezed through, but you're uncertain what lies within.
I'm gonna keep making my way very discreetly, and I'm gonna try to just get to the device.
Okay, yeah. Using the same stealth roll you had earlier, you're able to move to the base of the device, and you could see all sort of the glowing lights and flickering arcane energy cores. You vanish into the nooks and crannies of the machine, like deep in the middle of it all. You clamber up part way, and you are basically kind of wedged between some of it. At which point, the Eremad and the Guardian kind of come over and start sniffing about. It doesn't seem to make notice of you, but you do get a good look at the inside of this vacuous hole where its face would be. And you can see almost like the edges, like it just curves inward into darkness.
Gross.
Coming back to you, Laudna.
The arcane check.
There are two distinct ways looking at this machine where you can see possible weaknesses in here. They all, like anything that you disable from the inside that's just mechanical can likely be easily repaired. Unless you can find something that is kind of like the crown that was originally taken, absolutely necessary for its function.
Yeah.
So you do think that is a way to do it. You would have to dig deeper into it and through investigation find something that looks that important. The other option is to overcharge the arcane cores and have it detonate.
That's how you can kill me too.
The arcane cores being the ones that we are kind of floating on the outside.
Correct. They've all been kind of affixed to it from different sides.
Okay, I relay the message.
All right, I think there are two viable options here. I look for the power source on the inside. Or we overcharge the power cores on the outside. As a note, overcharging the power cores, that is going to be the
loud option.
The loud option. Also, Fearne could fuck this up in a matter of like 5 seconds. So we should be aware of that.
So Fearne, what are you up to right now? you can see there are a number of like small platforms and pieces of the device that you could try and leap up if you want to make a quick acrobatics check to just kind of like dart from platform to platform.
Yes, I'm going to do that. I'm gonna lick my fingers so they're real sticky.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start bobbing and weaving.
You leap up and manage to make it up to the top, and right when you stand up there, the two of you immediately see the tiny monkey kind of like scramble up to the very top of the device. Fearne doesn't see them, but indeed you are there. Here.
We're figuring stuff out. Try to keep quiet.
I mean, that's the only thing is I don't want anybody to miss the people.
So we're sitting at the front gate waiting to be called.
I think so, yeah.
On the inside, but yeah.
I'm going to try and slink down even more and see if I can find anything that feels like some sort of arcane battery for this.
So you push about 8 or so feet and back to where you were and continue to move past. And then it begins pulling you further into it, and you feel your body being pulled and kind of grinded deeper into the machine before eventually you get shunted back out to where you started, just hurt and none the wiser of a better step forward.
All right, no, I think I gotta charge the core unless you want to try.
You got anything to give me a little steady light in there?
All right, yeah, I'll give it a little
I'll give it
light.
little.
Okay, you are no longer invisible.
Oh, well, fuck!
You're past the exterior, but you are no longer invisible.
Can I get down in there with her?
Okay.
That's my fourth actual.
You slip in, and you're both like pushed in quickly, but you find all the bits of open space around where she is, and so you're both kind of friendly cradled in this death trap, essentially, but you are both hidden beneath the surface.
Okay.
I'm gonna
It
slip
doesn't make
through
sense.
and jump down.
All right.
I'm gonna try to slink in there.
Oh, God.
Learning from Lada's mistake and find a better route below. You narrowly avoid being ground through the same spinning gear that she was.
Yeah, but
You're in the belly of the machine, but you don't know machines, and around you it just looks like cables and gears and pulleys and occasionally sparking bits of energy, and you are terrified.
I mean, yeah.
I message Imogen.
I'm about to drop a stick of dynamite up in this bitch.
Oh, so totally covert. Great.
Yes. But I think we still need to override or overpower the cores.
All right. So shall I take the explosion as our cue? I assume, right?
You got it.
All right. Our communication's gonna go dark because I gotta let Chet and Ashton know the deal.
All right.
All right. I'll see you on the other side.
You got it.
Be safe.
You too.
Okay. All right.
Pass the stick of dynamite to Orem.
I will let Ashton know all of that and say, as soon as that explosion goes off, I'm gonna hit it with some spells, but y'all might need to, I don't know if you want to rush in and attack it physically as well, or see how it all goes.
We can rush in and...
Maybe before you leave that
engage.
gate, you open it up so that we can make a fast exit if we need to on foot.
Let's break the lock.
I'm gonna go ahead and do a form of dread.
What do you look like inside this machine?
I imagine when nature starts taking over industry.
A rapid urban
This-
decay.
Yeah, the urban decay aesthetic, exactly. And then I'm also gonna do a mirror image, but I'm gonna wait till right as that boom goes off.
We'll try to quietly lift the brace off and just place it to the side or on the ground.
At one point, you're about to lose the side, and Ashton kind of slides and catches and makes up for the difference. And the two of you manage to just barely lift it and set it onto the ground.
Are there any signs of locks on this side that can be manipulated in any
Indeed,
way?
it's not a key design that you've seen before, but locks usually are just locks. You can give it a shot.
I'd like to.
It's a very, very difficult lock, but with your locks, you tap and hold each one, and it takes every piece of your locking kit to hold them all back at the same time, and then the final piece slides through and pushes up, and it locks over, and the door kind of opens on one side ever so slightly. Across the way, this Eremad and that guard, which has been rotating around, kind of stop, and the guard has noticed the two of you. And it seems to have stopped, and it's holding the chain. The Eremad keeps walking, and the chain goes taut. It stops, and its vacant face turns back, and the other armored sentry, the other unseelie guardian, is looking in the direction of the two of you, and just standing.
Well, I'm waiting for the ladies.
I start scurrying out.
To leave.
Let's go,
All right,
let's
so
go.
you scurry down the side of the wall. You going along with her, Fearne, as you are kind of...
No, I
Are
am
you
going
staying?
to lay down on my belly
Okay.
and wrap my hands around the side and just watch Orem just to make sure he gets out.
You got it. Okay, so you stay on top. This guardian over here glances over, and you hear a voice speaking a language that you don't understand. It's going, Hutan! Hutan! And a voice begins to raise.
If they're out, as soon as I hear that in the distance, I'm going.
Druidcraft, all that little bit of Ashari teachings that you've gained, that little bit of focus and a flame, that little spark kind of, it flashes a few times and it's not enough, and then finally, it begins to ignite the dynamite.
Slide it real fast into a bunch of like cables and junk that I don't understand, and I start to climb.
Okay.
And if she hops onto me, she hops on just as he leaps off the top, because this thing's gonna blow, and I jump off and start an arc down towards that guard who's at the bottom, and I'm gonna attack him as I land.
Alrighty.
Oh boy.
After jamming the piece in there, you stick it in, and for a quick second, you're uncertain how long this fuse is. You're like, I hope it's enough. You leap off, poof, land right next to the guy, while this guy up here takes a heavy crossbow shot at Laudna.
Uh-oh.
Shield.
Instead of mirror image?
Or mirror image is still up.
Mirrors, yeah.
So shield. The crossbow bolt deflects and flies off. There's a flash of arcane energy, and this guy kind of looks over and sees where the flash comes from after hearing the noise and shouts. These guys over here are starting to pay attention to this fellow begins to turn as well.
just
and most attention's starting to shift in this
Think
direction.
in my head to Imogen. No.
All right, Orem, you land under the guys are coming down.
I'm stabbing as
Go for
I land.
it. Make it 2 strikes on the way down.
All right, so I will then slide down his back with a monkey on mine, and then I will immediately recoil off my ankles and stab and go again and try to push him or them towards the device.
Gets pushed back, slams into the side of the machine. You can see the energy like arcing up the side of the machine, and you're there with Fearne kind of just scurrying up your leg, kind of holding on, and you have no idea when the device is going to explode.
And I've been holding my spell for a visual cue.
Indeed.
I'm doing a twin spell, a witch bolt, the 2 orbs
What level?
at 2nd level. So yeah, I would have run in, I guess, the minute like Orem started to leap down.
Where'd you come from?
So the witch bolt that hits the second one, it hits it. You watch as the exterior of one of the arcane cores cracks, and it flashes with bright blue-purple energies, but it still kind of holds itself in place. The other one over there cracks like a spider crack across the surface, but it still holds. But you can see it's heavily cracked, and it pulses, and you can see around the crack, light is like pushing through brightly, and it looks like it's shaking in place.
As we landed, could I wanted to drop my wild shape as we landed so I could land on my hooves.
Yeah,
but
I'll allow
I
it.
can do that in the turn.
No, we can do that.
Okay.
You land under your hooves, and that's where we start. Top of the round.
Okay.
Orem, you're up.
I'm going to rush up to the fool that I started on and continue. Yeah, and I'm just going to take 2 quick slashes at his ankles.
Takes both hits. As the weapon strikes through, the armor is strong, but you still manage to find between the blades where to strike, and it's taking some heavy hits. They're looking a little hurt. Finishing your turn, it is now this fella darts up. He's gonna get about there, and darts around, kind of after seeing the movement and the crossbow bolt being shot that way. The flash runs around and gets an eyeline on you. Took their move and action to dash to get there, so they can't do anything, but they have 2 blades out. This one here is going to go ahead and move over to this space, and it's going to see you, and it's going to go ahead and throw 2 daggers.
Taking what I can get.
Or just say you're standing there and the shield just goes like, fing, fing, like no impact on you whatsoever. The one that's over here with this fellow is going to go ahead and run back and pull both his daggers out and throw both at you, Fearne. 2 dagger strikes against you. Off of your new gloom plate that you got from your Nana.
I'm just going to start running towards the action, and I'll use my bonus action to do my Crimson Ride off the site.
You got it. And you're just holding your action then?
Yeah, I'll dash and I'll stay behind him.
That'll get you right there. Lana, you're up.
I'm kind of near this. I still have spider climb. Can I spider climb my way into this tree?
Oh yeah, you can up onto this.
And I'm going to quicken an Eldritch Blast and go bam bam into these cores.
So they both impact. Cracks start to show on them. They're looking damaged.
Okay.
Push forward.
And then I will go ahead and do another Eldritch Blast because
That's true, because you quicken, so you can do 2 more. Yeah.
So I'm gonna do 2 more, and fuck it, I'm gonna do it at the cores again.
Okay. Both the cores crack even further. The flashes of energy inside, you see them kind of shaking. The energy within is extremely unstable.
I know I can't make an
know if
attack
I'm
yet, but
rage.
fuck it. I'm gonna start the rage.
All right, that finishes your go, Ashton.
Yep.
FCG, you're on deck with, or you're up with Imogen on deck.
I will cast Spiritual Weapon
Okay.
and make it appear in front of the closest orb.
You can do it right here.
Okay, I will try to hit the orb with the spiritual weapon, which manifests in something that machinery hates, which is a cup of coffee that's gonna spill.
So stupid.
Okay. It cracks, or it smacks the side of it, and where the cracks are, it kind of like spills a little bit of coffee, and then
It's all sticky now.
on the inside.
I'm not using it. It's sticky.
All right, I'm gonna just send another set of damage into both the orbs.
Okay. You charge into them. You see the cracks emanate even further, and on both sides, the cores are now like shaking almost. You see sparks around them, and the humming noise is going loudly from it. They are extremely unstable. You don't know what that means?
Can I use my bonus action
Yeah.
to telekinetic push the guard that's next to one of the orbs and like try to slam him into it?
I'll say like he's about to like step off and come down after Orem, and then suddenly he's like pulled back and slams into the side of the core. The core cracks slightly more, and the sound just gets louder and louder. You see him like turn around and look towards it. The light is shining what is normally like the dark holes of the mask that's being worn, and you see the mortal eyes, the whites of the eyes on the inside go wide with a oh no.
All right, I have a little bit of a wild idea.
Okay.
So, I was thinking
Yeah.
of maybe casting something called Wall of Fire, where you can make it into a circle.
Oh, I see. All right, so you encircle the entirety of this machine with flames.
The fire sounds like paper crumpling.
Indeed.
Orem, you might want to back up a little bit.
So now the entirety of the Malleus Key is now engulfed in flames that rise about 20 or so feet above. The flames engulf the space, and you hear what sounds like
Oh no.
the loud, high-pitched, sharp crack of deep glass. Like that heavy sound dissipates.
Oh, that's okay.
Suddenly, the flames go blue and are blown to the side as all the cores detonate in the immediate vicinity. All of them. The ones that were even remotely damaged are triggered by the explosions next to them.
Oh no.
So, Ladna, you are thrown from the top of the tree
Oh, no.
and hit the ground. The fall deals.
Feather fall.
You take no damage from the fall. Both of these armored unseelie soldiers just and are scattered across the back wall of the interior
God.
from the
Wait, where
force
do I
blast.
Vaporize.
Yeah.
So when it detonates, you like get low with your shield, and the blast pushes you into the ground. You actually feel your legs push a couple inches into the dirt, and as it kind of passes by, the force of it, you're like, ugh, getting back onto your feet. Fearne, you are blown and knocked prone about 25 feet away from the blast. This is gone. This is just a.
Wait, but the dynamite still hasn't gone.
Yeah, did that not automatically?
You now hear
I love it when a plan comes together.
It was one stick.
Now here's the
Little
thing.
trapdoor.
Yeah. Whatever possible salvageable pieces within that may have remained are now completely destroyed.
Hey!
Let's get the fuck out of
Okay, we
here.
gotta run. Let's get the fuck out. There's still these doggos that we don't want to fuck with.
The massive sound and explosion just detonates out this giant like plume, and you watch as that one red tether blinks away, and the somewhat incorporeal form of Ruidus in the sky
Whoa! We made the
vanishes.
moon go away?
The spectral image of it here in the Fey Realm.
That'd be great if we were doing.
Oh shit, they know something's wrong now. We gotta get the fuck
Yeah,
out
we
of
gotta
here.
go. Yeah.
Immediately here in the sky. Now the rest of these guys go. There's this guy up here,
And a couple dogs.
and a couple dogs here. This one's gonna go ahead and... The one that's in front of you is gonna go ahead and use... it's gonna hit once with its claws, and then once with its void jaws. So it strikes you twice, and you kind of rear back, and as you do, it lands, and as you're pulling back, where that empty hole in its face is, it lunges forward until your hand gets pulled into it. It pulls you almost up to your shoulder within its mouth. You just hear this sound as you do.
Oh no.
Oh man. So you take immediately on your arm, you feel like it's being crushed on the inside by a just an unstoppable, dangerous magical force. You take 12 points of force damage, and you pull your arm out of that gaping void in its face. Then pull back, you can see your hand is bloody from just the crushing damage that it took. And now you look up at it, and you can just see just that black void and hear that sound.
Oh, gross.
This guy up here is now he pulls a horn from his side, and you hear like echoing over the top there, and turn up here and begin grabbing a torch off the side and kind of like swing it into the air like this.
I'm gonna take
Cool.
this health potion because I got
That's good.
Okay, shit. I'm gonna just start trying to haul ass towards the rest of my party. So I'm gonna run,
Right.
kind of crouch down while I get my bearings.
Okay. Ashton, you're up.
Let's run full speed at the butt of this little creature.
Going the wrong way, everyone. We gotta get out of
I
here.
know, we gotta run.
But I'm just going to take a swing right at its junk.
That's like the first strike hits it heavily in the side and like kind of like causes part of its ribcage to crack inward. The second hit does finish it.
Yes.
Oh wow, this is going to be fun then. Okay, I just take the hammer and reel it up, and as I reel it up, it seems like the hammer almost becomes translucent completely, except it's kind of seems like it's off kilter a little bit. And as I roll down and hit him again, as he cracks, I fall into the hole.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm going to head
shit, we didn't
60
see
feet
that guy.
straight
I didn't
towards
see
that
my guy.
guy.
I'm gonna get to him now.
You just bamf out right there.
And I just
Walked by the tower over here for me.
Yeah,
So he's
right
kind of been like sitting there like, oh shit, right. And he's like getting his weapon out, like, it's
say-
stuck in my belt.
I'll savor my bonus action.
Still an elven.
Run the fuck away!
Much like the clown in the dream sequence from Brave Little Toaster, when you just say, run away. He just like, his knees kind of buckle slightly. Okay.
What a great reference.
All right.
I gotta move, but which way?
Out.
Out! Praise be the change bringer. Let's go. And I'll move this way.
This way?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna get myself up and I'm gonna book it.
That horrible shriek once more.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh no! No! It looks like a giant wave.
That's kind of grabs the edge of it and like looks down upon all of you.
Man, this might be
Orem, you're up.
I do not see Laudna, so I'm gonna start running towards the gate, but look for her. Do I see her?
Let's see, with your perception, yes, you.
I see a straight line, and she looks super fucked up.
I mean,
She's great.
she's not looking great.
I start running towards her.
I'm gonna run. I'm running to the set, but I'm gonna try and close within 10 feet of Imogen. Yeah, so I put a little
definitely do that.
buffer.
Ashton.
I'm gonna scoot the other side so that I don't want to be in the group.
You got it. That would now be FCG with Imogen on deck.
I could do some sort of mass healing thing, but maybe I'll wait till the dragon hurts us first.
Well, the dragon could kill us first.
Yeah, the dragon could kill us in one shot.
Not dragon, Fey dragon. What is it?
But seriously,
What
what
is
hit?
that?
Heard its name.
What is that?
know
Who
its
are
name?
you? Huh?
Gloamglut.
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 Well, then in that case, I'm going to do a mass healing word.
Okay. That finishes your go? I imagine you keep running too.
Yes, I'm going to keep running.
So, Imogen, you're up with Fearne on deck.
Hemmipaw.
I'm gonna cast invisibility on me and FCG, and then I'm gonna keep running,
All right.
and I'm gonna tell Laudna, like, I've got my eye on you. I'm still here.
I hear you.
Finishing your go, that comes to Fearne.
All right, I'm booking it. I'm still running.
Just running, bolting through. You got it. Finishing your go, that brings us up to the top. Orem.
So I'm going to use my full movement and my action to move. And when I reach the end of as far as I can go, I'm running with the group towards the gate. So what I'm saying is if I'm against this side of the machine, I would go a full 60 feet with my movement. And right when I got to the edge of my movement, I would use Seedling to shoot out a grasping vine 30 feet and yank myself towards a tree 30 feet away.
Yeah, there's one in that way. You can just go ahead and do that.
So I Spider-Man myself an additional 30 feet.
There you go. Pull yourself over there and land in that spot.
Okay.
You got it. After that, you hear the voice kind of echo across the center of the space. Gloamglut! Show them why no one crosses Sorrow Lord Zathuda.
What was that? Shallow Lord?
Sorrow Lord
Sorry,
Zathuda. Let's go into... We'll say arcs. Watch as the large Fey dragon, it's like kind of milky white eyes kind of looking down. Its eyes go black. And its mouth opens. It hangs open. The rows of shark teeth, the bottom of the jaw kind of splits open in two. And its head kind of pulls back. This energy kind of begins to swirl in its mouth. Kind of grinds this high-pitched whine sound as it just digs this beam like a laser across the ground.
Oh shit.
Nope.
I'm going to need... Yeah, it would be Fearne, it would be you, Chetney, and it would be you, Orem. 28 points of fire damage as it just burns through you.
I'm out.
What?
Fearne, like, gets hit and...
I'm unconscious.
I could have it, halve it.
So, only 14 to you, Fearne. Are you still standing?
Yes, barely.
Now? Well, I mean, everyone else has their next rotation of things here. There are a few shots going to be fired from above, from the folks that are out there. So it's Orem. You take 6 points of piercing damage from one crossbow onto the side as the other soldiers on the sides of the walls are starting to fire down in the middle of the courtyard. So we're on the opposite side there. One last one at you, Ladna. That's going to be a natural 20.
Oh, come on!
No.
Mirror image.
No, you're okay. You're okay.
Yeah, 6 or higher. It's fine.
Mirror image. Hits the mirror image.
Hits and knocks an image off to the side. You are unhurt. Are the rest of you going into a full sprint?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Other than...
Not a full sprint. It's like a...
It's a fucking War of the Worlds up in here.
All of you can pretty much get to the gate at a full run, I'll say. Fearne and Laudna will be just outside of it before this entity gets to go again. Unless any of you have any way of helping.
For each of my runs, though, can I be using my ability to pull Laudna 5 feet closer to me with each time I'm running, so that she's getting she'll have been like 15 feet.
I can also. I've got a gravity build. Can I can pull anyone within 15 feet of me 10 feet towards me with the gravity well.
That will actually pull Fearne into the gateway, and with your telekinetic shove, that'll pull Laudna just into his radius, and then pull her into the gate. So you all get pulled inside like the gate well, which is like a good like 15, 20 foot block of hard stone, and you all are on the inside. You now, as you kind of step into the point, the door is still partially open where you left it. The thing's on the ground, and the forest is beyond that way. Just as you all kind of enter the inside, kind of catching a second, you hear on the outside as the creature swoops down, as Gloamglut now like lands on the other side of the wall. It does get one kind of like claw, or gets 2 claw reaches rend, which has a 10-foot reach, which the last 2 in there were Fearne and
So I used my action to dash there, but I still had a bonus action.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna throw a because I have a bonus action, I'll drop, I guess, invisibility and throw a shield up on
Fearne, unfortunately.
It's okay.
I'm using my last
more hit points than
seedling vine to grab Laudna and yank her
Okay.
further out.
You got it. So you
it's
pull
just Fearne.
Laudna. Essentially, you're kind of like full on like sticky hand grabbing Laudna and then lobbing her back through the door as it's pushed open, which does throw her probably beyond the boundary of the wall if you want to let her.
Yeah, I can get her out of danger.
She could kind of get like full on like
Oh, my neck.
like wrist rocketed a little bit over to that side there. But that does mean 2 rend attacks on Fearne. So 25 points of slashing damage.
I'm out.
Right through you. The impact sends Fearne like tumbling up past the door, unconscious. And you watch as it's like kind of like it's now like holding the side, and it could probably squeeze through if it really tried because of its like smaller snake form, but right now it's kind of like reaching and clawing through as you all begin to back through. You grab an unconscious Fearne.
Yes.
And you all kind of pull your way past out of the wall,
Stabilize.
and it's only about 10 or so feet before you hit the forest line as you all kind of break into the bramble expanse that surrounds the center of this keep.
Immediately, I think we should throw the things over, right?
Any invisibility or cloaking?
Yeah.
You go and pull the cloaks over you just as you hear the
Second wind on myself.
above as it begins to search and hunt for its currently hidden prey. And that's where next episode.